All right, so one of the first things that I like to have parents try out, because it's fairly simple. I mean, I guess that's subjective, but it's one of the simpler things that people find. And so this is reflecting or naming our child's feelings for them. This is simply noticing your child, taking in their body language, the tone of their voice, whatever, all of that nonverbal stuff and the verbal stuff too, and naming what you notice. So, for an example, gosh, I mean, it could literally be anything. So, my kids are fighting over the controller for the PlayStation or the Switch or whatever it is, right? So, brother yanks the controller out of sister's hand. Right? She freaks out. She yells. Maybe she's um, going after brother because she's going to hit him because she's mad. And so it can be simply saying, "Wow, sister, you are mad. It is so frustrating when brother takes things out of your hands." And so just giving them a name for the feeling that they're feeling. For younger kiddos who maybe aren't even verbal yet, this can really help just to build that initial emotional vocabulary. As they're learning and growing, they have no idea what these emotions or these things that they're feeling in their body, they don't know what it is, right? Let alone have a word for it. And so, as caregivers, we can really help our children be able to effectively communicate by giving them words to label what it is that they're experiencing and what they're feeling. So if we can say, "Oh, that's so frustrating when brother does that," um, or gosh, it's so sad when Joey has to go home for the day, um, or oh, you're sad that grandma has to go home. Um, you're scared to go into your bed by yourself. Things like that. Just giving them the words. Sometimes that's all they need to be able to then, start to self regulate and soothe. And so just building that vocabulary, notice, and even for teenagers, even for, gosh, even, our adult relationships that we have, whether that's a spouse or a friend or, our siblings, who are grown. Being able to say you're mad, sad, frustrated, scared, happy, excited, elated, you can't wait, you're excited to go on vacation, whatever it may be, that helps our children or those that we are in relationship with feel noticed, feel heard, feel understood, which again is just one thing that helps to foster that more positive relationship. When people feel like, gosh, this person understands me. Yeah, I'm ticked off. He just yanked that controller out of my hand. Can you believe this? Like she sees me, she hears me. Wow, okay, I feel important and understood and seen. It goes a long, long way with just fostering again that relationship. So, my challenge to you is just to notice what's going on with the kiddos around you and then make a statement. Some people kind of get hung up on, well, what if we're wrong? What if I say you're mad and the kiddo's not mad? I can assure you, if they are verbal, they'll let you know. And that's okay, right? So, that teaches kids that, gosh, even adults make mistakes. Oh, okay, you're not mad, you're frustrated, because they'll correct you. I'm not mad, I'm frustrated. Or, I'm not mad, I'm sad, right? And that's okay. We want to validate that. Oh, okay, you're sad that brother took that out of your hands. Even parents make mistakes sometimes. Sometimes mom's wrong. And so modeling like, okay, well, I can go out on a limb and I can say this, and it's okay if I'm wrong because you'll correct me, or and just validating that helps reinforce in our children that they can trust their feelings, right? So if they correct me and then I validate, you're right. Oh, okay, so you are frustrated. Um, that validates, yes, okay, so what you were thinking about yourself, you're right. You can trust that inner voice that says you're frustrated right now. Um, so, yes, take some time and notice how the little people in your life around you are feeling jump out there, make that assumption, make that statement. Again, they'll correct you if you're wrong. And, kind of the cool thing about kids is they don't tend to hold on to things for very long, especially the younger kiddos. And especially if we own up and say, oh, you're right, I'm sorry. I misunderstood, or sometimes I'm wrong. You're not mad, you're feeling sad right now. That goes a long way in building that relationship. So, and again, for the little ones, this really builds their vocabulary, and they're like, oh, that's the word for that. When I feel that way in my body, it's because I am angry, right? Or, oh, I'm frustrated. That's what that feeling is. Thanks for telling me, Mom. Thanks for teaching me. I now have a word to say, brother, when you do that, I am frustrated, right? And so, again, just giving our kids words, giving them ways to communicate effectively to those around them will help them, be able to tell us what they need when they need it, and will hopefully help diffuse some situations where when miscommunication or an inability to communicate what kids are feeling or what they need, it will hopefully diffuse that situation so it doesn't turn into a big, huge meltdown, but instead it turns into a situation where children feel heard, they feel seen, they feel important and special, they feel like you care, and a lot of times kids are willing to go along with what we ask of them, what we need from them, when they feel heard, when they feel seen, when they feel important, when they feel like we care about them. They tend to want to do what is asked of them by the adults in their lives. So that's my challenge. Number one, to notice, to reflect, and to help name the feelings that you are seeing in the children around you. Yeah, let me know how it goes. I know that when we're first starting things like this, and it was true of me, I'm sure it'll be true of you too, it's going to feel awkward and it's going to feel weird, and it's going to come out and you're going to be like, oh man, I sounded so stupid, right? We're going to beat ourselves up. Try to not be so hard on yourself. It's anytime we're trying something new, right? In education, we refer to the learning pit. The same goes with anything in life, whether we're in school or not. So you're going to be in the learning pit for a while, and that's okay if you feel like, oh man, I just messed that up, or oh, that sounded not good. But don't beat yourself up, And again, you don't have to keep this from your kids that you're learning new things and you're trying new things. You can, kind of relate to them, because they're learning new stuff all the time. It's like, you know what? I want to be the best mommy I can be. I want to be the best dad I can be. I want to be the best teacher, whatever, role you are in. You can tell your kids, I'm going to try some new things because I want to be the best that I can be. And so sometimes I might say things and it sounds silly, or it's just going to sound weird, but it's just because I'm trying some new things. So if you could help me learn and be better, like I would love that, right? So just share with them. We're not trying to be sneaky about, the new things that we're learning and trying. We're not trying to trick them into being better kids, right? We're trying to just, facilitate that relationship. So we're trying new things so we can be a better mom, better dad, better teacher, better whatever. So let them know, and when it sounds silly, it's like, oh, that sounded silly. It's okay to own up to that. It shows that we can be authentic. It shows that we are people too. Mom and dads are not invincible. Teachers are not invincible. Like, we mess up and we make mistakes and we do things wrong, and we are in the learning pit too sometimes, and it's okay. And we can model that even if we make mistakes, we can try again. Or we can try something a different way. We don't have to beat ourselves up over it. We can laugh at ourselves and, be like, oh dear, mommy just said that and that sounded so silly. I'm going to try again, right? And so just modeling that attitude of being able to laugh at ourselves, to pick ourselves up and try again, that it's not the end of the world. We don't have to be perfect, is going to go a long way as well. Okay. So notice your kiddos' feelings, put a name to them, reflect it back to them, and see what happens. I think what you'll find is that your kids will start to reflect your feelings back to you too. They'll start noticing you. They will start naming your feelings, which is just a reinforcer for them being able to name and communicate their own feelings. Awesome. Okay, we'll see you again soon.